final part of the programme. I'm in conversation this evening with a poet, Michael Schooner O'Connor, The Wanderings of a Western Vagabond, and it's all verses from the Ivory Peninsula. I can tell anybody down there, or particularly around South Kerry, you don't even have to be from South Kerry, you should go out and buy this book, and it's a beautiful present to send to somebody abroad in particular. Why not buy it and send it to somebody in America, Australia or England, because there's plenty of people there would love to have that, sit down in their home, maybe lonely people, and to bring them home, because really, Schooner, all the poems really have a story, don't they? It brings back a lot of memories to people.
Yeah, it's all about the place itself and the people in it and the beauty of the place.
It's your second book of poems.
Well, this is kind of part one of a trilogy or a trilogy, whatever you call it. I'll have two more coming out, but there won't be about South Kerry. It'll be about all aspects of life, slices of life.
By the way, the first thing I should ask you is, where is it available if people want to buy the course?
Oh, thank you very much. Well, very kindly, Gerard Kennedy is doing it for me in Portmagee, and O'Connell's shop in Portmagee, and Quirk's Music in Castlebean. Mr. Quirk has been very, very, very generous. He took 10 books from me even without hardly seeing them. And also Super Value, Mr. Welsh, the manager there, told me that he was delighted with the book, he liked the look of it, and I could use his front. He said after this interview, if anybody wants to come in, he's so decent, he said he wouldn't even charge me for the front. He must have been impressed with the book, you know.
Yes, he must. Why wouldn't he be? Because it's beautiful. You have a lot of relatives all over the world listening to you this evening.
We're scattered far and wide. There was 6 of us in it, 6 children, 6 siblings, and there's 2 in America. My brother and myself in England for all those years, over 35 years, and there's 2 at home. So if I say hello to them all first, I'd love to say hello to my sister, Joan and Benny in Berryvale in Middleburg, or Berryvale in Virginia, and my brother Brendan, who will be 70 on the 2nd of June. Happy birthday, old chap, 70 years, my God.
Where is he stationed?
He's in Upperville, Virginia. Yeah. The Blackthorn Inn, it's a famous Irish spot there. Just to get that in for you. I'd love to say hello to Pat O'Shea, the lightkeeper, who was a great friend of my father's, and actually told me that of all the PKs he had, PK was principal keeper. He said my father was the best one he had on the coast. Now, whether he was up near, but he was telling me we do great stories about my father on the Tier and all that. And also, I'd love to say hello to the Flamers, who will be listening to me from Canada, John and his wife, and of course, Bob and Joan Burke in Willenburg. They're my greatest fans now. And then to my brother in London, of course, my family in London as well, and anyone that likes my poetry, thank you very much for appreciating me and what I've done, and that's a great honour in itself, so thank you. I hope I've let nobody out. If I have, I'm sorry.
Are you torn between Mayo and Kerry, Schooner? Where will you be shocked?
If the All-Ireland final was on, of course I'd be shouting for Mayo, but we had 204 and 206. I didn't want to talk about them, but we beat Kerry a few weeks ago, and we beat them in 96 in the semi-final. Thought we'd win it that year as well. I think I'd love to move down to Portmagee. If I can do this now, and just in a short few years down here, what could I do if I was here for longer, you know? I love Portmagee and I love Valencia, and of course my relations in Valencia now are giving out to me because they said I've deserted Portmagee. I haven't, I'm living in Valencia, so I just love the place.
What do you think of the Ireland of today?
The Ireland
of today?
Oh yeah, well,
your young days, what do you think?
Oh yeah, well, when I left all those years ago, it was completely different. The people, mainly the people, have changed. I came from the time when all these trashings were on and everybody used to help each other. And I used to go around to all the different places for the feed, you know. I'm famous for my appetite. And if it was on, I'd still go around, yeah. And all that kind of thing is gone now. It seems to be just, it's a different world, you know.
What's your favourite club?
I'd go for the old boiled bacon and cabbage or steak. Medium. You're listening there, dear. A medium rare, but more medium, you know.
Come here, you're wearing a big golden cross, and I see a big one. Are you a very religious person, Scott?
Oh, thank you for asking me. No, I just go to mass on Sundays, and I'm not that religious, but I got great faith. I believe if I'm in trouble, I can pray like nobody else.
That is real religion, yeah.
Well, that's it, yeah.
That is real. Well, by the way, Monday night, folks, Terrace Talk, even though it's a holiday as usual, Terrace Talk goes out. I'll be talking to a Football Association, a regional director, all about the upcoming European Championship, 30 minutes. Tom O'Shea, one of the only 2 Kerrymen working full-time for the FAI, give his thoughts about what goes on behind the scenes at the European Championships. And I'll have a special interview with John O'Dwyer about the International Kerry Supporters Club. And Patrick O'Sullivan, who's the chairman of the Kerry County Board, he'll be talking about the new Kerry hurling manager and how he's going to be appointed. Dermot Moriarty is coming up next, of course, with always the best of his music, and stay tuned to him. And next week I'll be talking to St. Oliver's School in Killarney about biodiversity. It's absolutely a fascinating subject, I'm just after finding out. But Schooner, listen to me, it was great having you. And congratulations on a beautiful book, The Wanderings of a Western Vagabond, verses from Ivora, and anybody that's interested in that part of the country, you should buy the book and at least send it to those people abroad who will really appreciate it. Well done, and thanks for joining me in conversation.
Thank you very much for having me. Thanks very much.